Hey guys, happy Monday. It's Joe. It's time for a Pocket with Joe. It is a Monday, February 27th. We have 5 games on the ice tonight. And you're right, Johnny. Let's make some freaking money. Let's start the week off right. Big shout out to you guys for being here. Shout out to Matt. Glad you're not working today. Glad you have made it here. Okay, 5 games on the ice. This weekend did not treat me well on the ice. It treated me better on the court, but not on the ice. It definitely had some games where it's just like, what the hell is happening in these games? But hopefully not tonight. So if you watched Sports Grid last night, you know I'm already on the Boston Bruins. I got them at -130 last night against the Edmonton Oilers. It was at 8:30 Eastern, a matchup between these two teams. Now, when we look at this matchup, we have seen movement in the line. The Boston Bruins now coming in at -140 in this one. Mike, let's make some freaking money. Oilers +160. Now, Skinner is expected for Edmonton. I think I just saw Swarman. Swarman is confirmed for the Boston Bruins. So they are saving Allmark till tomorrow. Now, Boston takes on the Calgary Flames tomorrow. They're on the Alberta back-to-back. So this is a little bit of concern now with Swarman. I really did expect them to play Allmark versus Edmonton and not Calgary. Calgary has just been absolutely struggling. Edmonton sitting 3rd in the Pacific. Obviously, Boston thinks they can beat Edmonton with Swarman in goal. I'm going to still have faith in them. I really do think they have the possibility of coming out here nice and strong versus the Edmonton Oilers. We know the Edmonton Oilers have been struggling defensively and goaltending-wise. Jack Campbell was pulled from their last game. They lost that game to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Skinner was put in. Now, that was a crazy game. The whole reason the Columbus Blue Jackets won that, it wasn't because of the lack of offensive production by the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers got the offensive production. Corpostello stood in his head. So I hope you guys watched my Pocket with Joe took Corpostello over his save shots on goal because that's exactly what came in. Looking at this matchup, I still do have faith in the Boston Bruins. They have struggled, though, in Edmonton, but we have seen the road team dominate this matchup, the road team winning the last 4 meetings. Now, we saw Boston also win back in December in a low-scoring game, 3-2. It's really hard to jump on the under between these two teams, but these two teams do automatically trend to that under when they face up against each other. 6 of the last 7 meetings have gone under the total. We've seen the under hit in the last 4 meetings in Edmonton, and the Bruins 5-1 in the last 6 versus the Western Conference to that under. So while I do not want to touch this total because both the Boston Bruins and the Edmonton Oilers put up the goals, if you're going to take it, I'd be leaning closer to that over than I would be that under. But like I said, you guys, I've got to look at the Boston Bruins here. Got to look at the Boston Bruins to get the win. I think at -130 or -140, wherever you can get it, there is value in this team. Now, who would they rather beat between Edmonton and Calgary? Well, either way, I think it should be easy for the Boston Bruins on either the back-to-back or the first night of the back-to-back. Good to see you here, Matt and Ben and Benji and the over. Yeah, see, that's the thing. They trend to the under, but we've got such explosive offensive powers here. We're going to be sweating out the Boston Bruins all night in this one. Edmonton just needs to do what Edmonton does and not come out strong in this one. We did miss the 7 o'clock Eastern game, though, and I want to talk about that. The Detroit Red Wings taking on the Ottawa Senators. Now, Hellberg is confirmed in goal for the Detroit Red Wings. Let's just see how much this has moved this line because Huso was expected earlier, and earlier when Huso was expected, this line was plus 114 for the Detroit Red Wings. Now it is plus 110, so we haven't seen much movement in this line. Hellberg confirmed here. Cam Talbot expected still for the Ottawa Senators. Now, these two teams, it's really unique. They play a back-to-back, but it's not like they play a back-to-back, one in Ottawa, one in Detroit. They play a back-to-back in Ottawa here. So when we look at this, with Cam Talbot expected, if he is confirmed, and let me see if I can see confirmations on FanDuel, because the books are actually, Cam Talbot is confirmed and Hellberg is confirmed. So Cam Talbot coming in here with over-under of 26.5 on his safe shots on goal, which is interesting. Now, in the first game out, we saw him really shaky to start, and then he really did get his feet under him. And I do expect with Cam Talbot in net tonight, the Ottawa Senators win this game. Looking ahead to tomorrow's game, could I see them splitting this series of these two games? Absolutely. But I'm not willing to take the Detroit Red Wings here tonight with Cam Talbot in goal for the Ottawa Senators. So I'm going to lay, what is this one? I'm just making sure I'm giving you updated odds because these numbers have moved. Minus 132 with the Ottawa Senators here. Both these teams are digging hard and fighting for wildcard spots. So this is going to be a battle on the ice in this one. This is a return home from a road trip for the Ottawa Senators, 3-game road trip. But they were just in Montreal last night. So it's not that much trouble traveling from Montreal to Ottawa. Now look at Brady Tkachuk for that anytime goal in this one, because I do think the goals are coming in. I'm looking at the over 6.5 in this one. So Brady Tkachuk, he does lead the team with 61 points. I'd be looking at his points tonight, his goals tonight, and then on the other side of the puck with the Red Wings, you can't count out Dylan Larkin. He's been absolutely phenomenal for the Red Wings. Look at his points or assists or his goals tonight. I do think it's a good way to go. You got to remember the Red Wings have absolutely struggled in Ottawa. They're 1-5 in their last 6 meetings in Ottawa and 1-5 in their last 6 meetings overall versus the Ottawa Senators. But nice trends to that over, and I do think that's where we go with this game. I think this is a 3-4 style game all day long. I'm expecting Cam Talbot to do enough and Hellberg not to do enough. If it was Huso, this would be a tighter game. But with Hellberg in, I do think the Ottawa Senators can get the win. I'm expecting Huso tomorrow. And then we will see Detroit get this win tomorrow. So tonight, give me the Senators. We did talk about that Boston Bruins Edmonton Oilers game. Remember, I'm riding with the Boston Bruins. Did you guys see Ullmark's incredible goal on the Vancouver Canucks it was Saturday? Outstanding. So Vancouver had pulled their goalie. He shot it off, got the 3rd goal for the Boston Bruins in that win. It was absolutely incredible. The next game on the ice we have here is at 8:30 Eastern. We have the matchup between the Vancouver Canucks and the Dallas Stars. Now, this matchup, Dallas is a huge favorite here, but it's Dallas or nothing for me. I've got to find a way to bet the Dallas Stars. They're off a win over the Vegas Golden Knights. They got a shootout win 3-2. They needed that win because this team has been struggling as of late. They are still sitting first in the Central, though we have the Vancouver Canucks sitting 6th in the Pacific. Vancouver has so many issues defensively and goaltending-wise. I can't trust this team. They've been trending nicely to that over, though. This team has been putting up the goals. Now, Delia expected in goal for them. Let me just double check on that. Things are moving so quickly today. It's really interesting, actually, to see. I'm seeing the line movement and these games moving. Yeah, Delia and Ottinger expected in goal between Vancouver and Dallas. So we know Dallas had those struggles. They got that win over Vegas. I do expect them to win big here. You can take them a couple ways. Now, if you take them in regulation, I don't love it because it's minus 166 in regulation for parlay reasons. Okay, I can see that. But if you're doing a big enough parlay, just put them in the money line. I do think they can cover that puck line of 1.5, though. Vancouver is absolutely struggling at the moment. Their defense is allowing 3.97 goals per game and 31.1 shots on goal. Goaltending wise, Delia is letting these these goals come in. And offensively, they are putting up the goals as well, but it's going to be a really hard night for them here on Ottager. So for that reason and that reason alone, I do like them here on that puck line at -1.5. You're getting value on that puck line, but I think there's also value on that team total over 3.5. Now the over 3.5 on their team total is juiced at -146, but I do think there's ability for them to get easily 4 goals in this. Like I said, the Vancouver Canucks giving up that 3.97. So we should see the goals come in. We see the Dallas Stars having the edge, both offensively, defensively, and goaltending wise. So this should be a puck line win for them. They are only 13-17 at home on that puck line. And Vancouver, yes, I know, it's 20-11 on the road on that puck line. But these two teams compared to each other, it's not even a comparison. Dallas is, like I said, first in the Central. And I'm ignoring all the trends. When we look at the trends, these teams haven't played till last season. And last season, we did see the Vancouver Canucks win 6-2. We've also seen the Vancouver Canucks win 5 of the last 7 meetings. Again, it's not in this season. The underdog's gone 5-2 in the last 7 meetings, and the Canucks in Dallas have gone 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. I stick to these trends, but not when Vancouver is so struggling, especially defensively right now. So I'm scrapping Vancouver in this one. We look at them on one day's rest. They're 1-5 in their last 6. I think Dallas has a phenomenal game here at home. They haven't won. Also, you got to remember, the last 4 home games, they haven't won. They need to impress this home crowd tonight. I'm looking for a big win. Let's win some freaking money. You are right. Happy puckin' money-making Monday. I love that. For sure. Oh, JP, you are way too sweet. So, you guys, let's make some freaking money. Let's get on to the next game on the board. And looking at the total, Vancouver trends, like Vancouver is able to put up the goals. They're allowing these goals to come in. I would look at the over, but I do like the Dallas Stars team total over better. Then I'm not counting on Vegas to do anything at all. Now I'm just checking goalie situations here between Vegas and Colorado. It is still Hill expected here for the Vegas Golden Knights. No confirmations yet. And Georgia expected for the Colorado Avalanche again. No goalie confirmations. -140 we're seeing here for the Colorado Avalanche. That has moved down from -144, you guys, plus 120-ish for the Vegas Golden Knights. In this matchup, it's really interesting. The last time these two teams came out, we saw Vegas get the 3-2 win. Now, they are off the loss to the Stars, and that was a heartbreaking loss for the Vegas Golden Knights. I expected them to win that. That was in shootout that they lost that game 3-2. They have the Carolina Hurricanes on deck on Wednesday, and we look at Colorado. Cale Makar is still day-to-day. I haven't seen any notice that he will be playing tonight. Now, they won the last 5. They absolutely destroyed Calgary 5-1. And this was all a road game where I thought, because they were getting in late and they were playing later in the day, that Calgary would get up in that first period. I never had faith in Calgary for the full game. But the Colorado Avalanche destroyed them in the whole game. Like, there was no point where you're like, Calgary is going to win this game. They have a chance. Now, they are looking really solid against teams with winning records, which is where Vegas is at, sitting first in the Pacific, and the Colorado Avalanche sitting third in the Central. But the Golden Knights have gone 6-2 in their last 8 overall. When I'm looking at this matchup, what I'm going to do, instead of taking a side, because I think this could be a little bit of puck luck, without me knowing exactly what's happening with Cale Makar, because if Cale Makar is in, he's pivotal for the Colorado Avalanche. But I still do think the Vegas Golden Knights have the opportunity to pull off the win. I'm going to look at the under 6 in this one. I really do think we're going to see a defensive goaltending battle in this between Hill and Georgiev. Would I like Logan Thompson in? Absolutely, but we don't have him. Aiden Hill, still a solid goalie here. So give me the under 6. We've seen the under hit in the last 5 meetings between these two. We've also seen the under hit in the last 4 meetings in Colorado, and the Golden Knights going 9-1 in their last 11 games on the road to that under. And The Colorado Avalanche going 8-2-1 in their last 11 in a third day in a 3-4 situation. So I do think defense will come out really strong. When we look at Vegas, they are going to win those faceoffs. They have a stronger faceoff ability to get those wins, and they have limited penalties. So if Colorado plays a clean game, they have the opportunity to pull this off. But if Colorado spends a lot of time in that penalty box, we're not going to see Vegas in that penalty box with them. Hey, Becky, I hope your day is going well. And the Knights, they did get a new forward from the Blues. We've got lots of movement, you guys. Let me know where you think Patrick Kane is going. Timo went to San Jose. No, not San Jose. He went from San Jose to the New Jersey Devils. So lots of movement coming on the board. Knights money line. It should be a nice one here with the Knights on the money line. I do believe in Vegas in this one. This is going to be a hard fought battle. If Cale Makar is in, it changes things, and that's why I'm kind of leery of taking a side at this moment. We're looking at this as with Cale Makar, I think they have the total opportunity. He's so strong along that blue line, and he's also able to get so down deep. I think if Cale Makar all of a sudden becomes healthy enough to play, and this is the thing, when you got day by day, it is 1:47 my time, which is 3:47 Eastern. We're not going to know because this game is not till 9 o'clock Eastern. We're not going to know for a couple of hours. So if Cale Makar is in this game, don't touch Vegas. But my best advice is if Cale Makar is not going to play in this game, take the Vegas Golden Knights. But I think either way, this one goes under this number. The last game on the ice, we got the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Now, this is not the best game of the night. We got a total of 6.5 with the Anaheim Ducks coming in at -137 is what I saw it at earlier. We now have them -130. Let's just see if there's been any movement on goaltending with this one. We've got Dostal confirmed here for the Anaheim Ducks and Moretz expected here. So we have seen that movement. Now we look at Dostal. He comes in with a 4.24 goals against average. I really did expect John Gibson to come in here, but they are not going to start him. The Chicago Blackhawks, I think this is now even better to take the Chicago Blackhawks. Let me just check updated odds. Chicago coming in at +108. If you want to bet on this game, we've seen nothing on Patrick Kane yet. I do think he's going to be with the Rangers by the end of today or tomorrow. I don't think the Edmonton Oilers are going to get him. I know Patrick Kane or the Edmonton Oilers have entertained the thoughts of getting Patrick Kane. I really do think Erik Karlsson will end up in Edmonton. So we've got a lot of movement here. But for this matchup, I really do think, even though the Anaheim Ducks are coming in here off a road trip, with Dostal now in, I can't get behind this team. I think this is a Chicago Blackhawks game here all day. I'm going to take them with that beautiful plus money. Now it's moved down to +108. They've been phenomenally strong in Anaheim as well as against the Anaheim Ducks. We've seen them go 4-0 in their last 4 meetings in Anaheim and 8-1 in their last 9 meetings overall with Anaheim. Now, when we look at this total, it's really interesting because we have seen the total climb from 6 to 6.5. When you look at really bad offensive teams, you expect them against defensive teams that allow these goals to trend to that over. We have seen these trending to that under this season so far. The last time these teams matched up back on February 7th. So 20 days ago, we only saw a 3-2 win here for the Anaheim Ducks. So I'm not going to touch the total. I will take the Chicago Blackhawks with the plus money at +108 where it's sitting right now. So it's going to be an interesting one on the ice, you guys. Let's do the parlay. Let's do the recap. Yeah, I really doubt Makar is playing too. Let me just see if I can find anything on my score app. And I love looking at the score app because it's on my phone and it's so easy. But they normally are one of the first. Yeah, he is completely ruled out tonight with concussions, no longer listed as day-to-day. Chicago -9 or 9-30 in the last 39 Mondays. Okay, Rick, I love that, but we look at those Monday trends, and do you guys really believe in the weekday trends? Now, I don't know if I do, because you have to, includes so many things, like if they played that Saturday or the Sunday and then they played Monday. And I think in a lot of these cases, we're looking at that 1 day's rest. We're looking at something like that. So I don't really weigh those too much into account. I do look at them sometimes, and I look at those Sunday records sometimes and go, okay, are they losing all of these Sundays because they've been playing the Saturdays before in the majority of those cases? So are they on that back-to-back? Yeah, it does feel like a trap. So that, like I said, JP, if you have to bet this, the value is on the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks have dominated against the Ducks, but I'm not betting it. Like, personally, I'm not taking this one to any of my cards. I think there's so much uncertainty with these two teams, and I would look at the under if I had to look at something. If you put a gun to my head and said, bet this one, that's where I'd be going. So let's do a recap. Let's build a parlay. The Detroit Red Wings and the Ottawa Senators. With Hellberg confirmed in goal for the Detroit Red Wings, I am going to rely on the Senators here. I know they are home off a road trip, but I do think they get the win. So for the parlay, it's going to be Senators on the money line. I'm going to trust in Cam Talbot. Like I said, he came out shaky in the last game, but I do think he got things together. Now, I do think this is a higher scoring one. I'm going to go on the over 6.5 too, and I think that's probably the best bet of the day. Parlay, I'll throw Sens on the money line, but I do think we see the goals coming in hard and fast in this. I'd be looking at Dylan Larkin for the anytime goal or for the points tonight, and Brady Tkachuk for the anytime goal or the points tonight. I think both of those players have the opportunity of doing both. Now, the Boston Bruins and the Edmonton Oilers, like I said, I'm not going back on my word on the Boston Bruins. On the money line, we have seen the move from -130 to -140. I still think there's value. I cannot trust Skinner here, and I know Swarman is now confirmed for the Boston Bruins, and I know the Bruins have struggled versus the Edmonton Oilers, but which team do I have more faith in? It's absolutely the Boston Bruins. If you're looking for a safer play in this one, we know the goals are coming in. We know Edmonton is going to be fiery off of that loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets. You can look at the Boston Bruins team total over 3.5. You're getting plus money with that at plus 106. When we look at these two teams, they have trended to that under, but there is no way I'm touching the under with these teams with the offensive firepower they have. Now, are they looking ahead to Calgary? I don't think so. We have Edmonton sitting third in the Pacific. Calgary's like fifth in the Pacific. There's no reason to look ahead to their next opponent's first leg of a back-to-back. I think the Boston Bruins take this and roll over the Edmonton Oilers, at least, fingers crossed. Now, the Dallas Stars taking on the Vancouver Canucks is in Dallas. I'm taking Dallas on the money line for the parlay. I do think they get a nice big win here. For a straight-up bet, I'm going to take them on the puck line. I think there is so much value on this team here. If you're worried about that puck line, you can take their team total over 3.5. I definitely think they put up 4 goals on the Vancouver Canucks. I'm not worried about that. Vancouver trends to that over. Asking them to score a couple goals on Jake Ottinger, can they? Yes, absolutely. So the full game over 6. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche. Like I said, a little bit of uncertainty here with the Vegas Golden Knights. I do like what we've seen out of them. I wish Logan Thompson was in goal. I do think they can get this win here. We've ruled out Cale Makar for the Colorado Avalanche, but instead of taking a side on this one, I'm just going to take Vegas and Colorado under 6. And yes, I know both of these teams can have the offensive firepower, but I don't think this one goes over that total of 6. And the Chicago Blackhawks and the Anaheim Ducks. Like I said, you guys, I'm leaving this one out of my parlay. This is a game where it's like, do you really need to bet every game on the board? Because if you do, maybe you should call a gambling number. This is not a game to trust either team. If I had to trust one team, it'd be the Chicago Blackhawks, because we're getting plus money with them. We're also getting a team that did lose the first matchup back 20 days ago when the Anaheim Ducks won 3-2. We're also getting a Blackhawks team that plays phenomenal in Anaheim, winning the last 4 meetings, and a Blackhawks team, I think, that's kind of butthurt that Patrick Kane is leaving. We're seeing the guys step up. So if you want to separately bet this one, I'd take the Chicago Blackhawks. I'd lean to the under. This line has moved up. We know terrible defenses, not good goaltending, but what we have seen out of these two teams, they trend to that under when they play each other because their offenses actually cannot find where the back of the net is. So That long shot parlay again, you guys, is the Senators on the money line, the Bruins on the money line, the Dallas Stars on the money line, and Vegas and Colorado under the total of 6. If I was to have a best bet on the ice tonight, it's got to be the Stars. They got to dominate over the Vancouver Canucks. I'd be looking puck line, and I'd be looking at that team total. Now, the team total over 3.5 is juiced at -146. But I do think it's probably the safest way to go here. We've seen the Vancouver Canucks actually play really strong in Dallas. But like I said, this was last season. This team is so weak offensively. Dallas's team total over 3.5 seems like a treat, a gift at +1 or -146 for over 3.5 goals. So that's where I'm going, you guys. I want to wish you all the best in all of your bets. Thank you for joining me here, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.